Hello, I'm Chris Williams from Read Comics They're Bad For You, the name of my YouTube channel. Or if you're watching this on BitChute, the name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Today we're going to be talking about the new Joker movie with this article. Joker nears 300 million again, proving that safe franchises thrive by living dangerously. Especially at the box office, because the Joker is just raking in the dough. I gotta tell you, it's good to see a movie make this much money and not be woke at all, signaling to these people that no, your way does not work. But let's get into this. Joker earned another $9.72 million on Monday, a drop of 60% from its $24.375 million Sunday gross. That is just barely the biggest Monday ever in October, just above the $9.4 million gross of Venom on this frame last year. That Tom Hardy superhero flick dropped just 55% from its $21.38 million Sunday gross. Why the big difference? Well, Columbus Day fell on October 8th last year, which was Venom's first Monday. Joker did not have that advantage, as Columbus Day is Monday the 13th. This time around, Hugh Jackman's Logan opened with $88 million over its debut frame in March of 2017, dropping 70% from its first Sunday, $24.1 million, to its first Monday, $7.2 million. And this means that Joker has basically scored big, even if it didn't come out on a holiday weekend. Joker is doing well, and I'm glad to see that. Now, Joker has now earned $105,922 million in 4 days of domestic play. Warner Brothers' comic book origin story earned $96.2 million domestic and $238.4 million worldwide over its global launch, earning the fourth biggest R-rated opening behind Deadpool 2 and Deadpool, and selling more tickets than even Hannibal and 300 in their respective openings, Friday through Sunday frames. Presuming that domestic overseas split holds, the film has now earned around $273 million worldwide, putting it on path to pass 300 million today or early tomorrow. If it has legs like Venom between now and Thursday, it'll end the week with 128 million domestic. If it has legs like Halloween or Logan, it'll have between 132 million and 136 million by Thursday night. If that split holds, Todd Phillips' Joker will be over 351 million worldwide by Thursday night. Of note, Venom eventually recovered and had a 2.65x multiplier, better than, for example, Logan, Deadpool 2, Suicide Squad, and Justice League. But even a front-loaded run like Halloween 2.09 to the X76 million gets Joker to 200 million domestic. For what it's worth, the Joaquin Phoenix starring awards contender needs a multiplier of at least 2.39x to get to 230 million, which will put it safely over the unadjusted likes of Logan, Venom, Solo, A Star Wars Story, Justice League, and Fate of the Furious. It only costs $60 million, so it'll have earned nearly 6 times its budget heading into weekend 2. And all the liberals and all the leftists cried teeters in their porridge with the news that the Joker won. That's a good joke, huh? But I'm just happy that we're seeing a good movie make it. If it can keep its drop 55% or better, slight better than the 56 drops for Venom and Logan, it'll earn slightly more in its second weekend than did Gravity, $43.18 million in 2013, sans inflation for the biggest non-opening weekend for October, heading into last weekend. Conventional wisdom suggested a huge opening and a big drop due to its not being conventional comic book flick, but the film earned a B+ from CinemaScore and had a strong legs all weekend. It earned $39.35 million on Friday, counting the $13.3 million Thursday preview gross, and then earned another $32.476 million on Saturday. That means it's earned more on Saturday than it did on its pure Friday. All this because Todd Phillips hates SJWs and NPCs and made this movie just to flip them off. It's amazing that he could do this just because he had hate for them all, isn't it? It's $24.375 million Sunday gross, 25% off from Saturday, was almost tied with that $26.5 5 million pure Friday figure, there will be some folks who expected Venom and will be frustrated at getting King of Comedy. There will also be many general moviegoers who don't usually expose themselves to this kind of grim, dark character study and find it somewhat unique and pleasurable. For them, could be a breath of cinematic fresh air alongside the conventional tentpole fare. Yes, film nerds and critics may find much of Joker to be old hat. However, to those less inclined to step outside the multiplex comfort zone, will remember how Chinese moviegoers laughed at us over Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Old hat? That seems rather charitable. Most of the critics I've been hearing of are just calling it a misogynist and racist movie. Apparently, they're afraid it'll cause white men to go into a rage and start killing people. This is the first time I've ever heard of old hat being used alongside the Joker. There is a presumption, not entirely unfounded, that audiences don't like to be challenged at the multiplex. I would argue that it's more about getting them to take a complete leap of faith when choosing a theatrical outing. It's not that audiences can't handle or automatically don't like movies like A Simple Favor or Widows, but rather that they now require exceptions aside, something familiar to latch on to before taking the plunge. The olden days, it was movie stars, which is why original films and or adapted high concepts could flourish in the multiplex. Today is more about branded characters, but once you have their interest via the IP like the Joker, they don't mind something a little different. Yes, run with that. Go back to the days when we actually got good movies instead of agenda-driven slop. That's what I want to see happen. And I can't wait until it actually does happen. We've been having this conversation for at least as long as I've been writing. Every time Pixar makes a more unconventional flick, the pundits wonder if audiences will embrace the comparatively unusual. But Ratatouille, 620 million, WALL-E, 533 million, Up, 735 million, Inside Out, 853 million, Coco, 807 million were all big hits, while the comparatively safe The Good Dinosaur and Cars 3, 383 million bombed. Too many pundits thought Guardians of the Galaxy would be the first financial width of the post-Avengers MCU era, only for James Gunn sci-fi epic to break out 773 million in 2014 for all the reasons and familiarity with the characters, a broady sense of humor, etc. Analysts proclaimed its doom. Now, The Good Dinosaur, it was just a bad flick. No fault of anyone but the creators. It wouldn't have worked anyway. And that's true, because it was basically a bad movie that just didn't work. Heck, even Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, 873 million, as controversial as it was, earned a lot more than Justice League, 659 million. Different doesn't always sell, especially when you're not encased within the protection of an IP or a brand. But if you're using the brand as your hook and folks actually like that brand enough to show up, you're more likely to score giving them something different, Deadpool or Logan, than the same old X-Men, Apocalypse, or Dark Phoenix. It's the lesson of the Lego movie, 469 million in 2014, which used the protection of its popular but previously unexploited brand to tell a challenging and thoughtful story about challenging and thoughtful stories. The guy kind of repeats himself in his article. But hey, he gets his point across that the Joker is something new that we should be happy to be getting. And that we should now be hoping that, well, Hollywood go back to making good and more original movies than just superhero fare. But I love superhero movies. Well, I love Deadpool and Logan, to be exact. Now, other movies that have been made, well, this guy just says X-Men Dark Phoenix is the same old, same old. Yeah, because they repeated a failure that came before. Let's finish this article off. Sometimes it's just a matter of using the protection of your brand to expand the notion of who can be the hero, as we saw with Disney's Star Wars sequels. Yeesh. Which put women and minorities in leading roles to make a point about diverse casting in preordained blockbuster franchises. Warner Brothers' Wonder Woman, which was the first mega-budget female-led comic book superhero movie with a female director, and Sony's Oscar-winning Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, which told the story of Miles Morales, if anything, giving folks who don't usually get to be the hero a chance to be the hero makes potentially run-of-the-mill superhero movies like Captain Marvel and Black Panther into something unique and or special. Sad to see the writer of this article is another social justice nitwit. But we're finally at the end of this article. This the special hook doesn't apply to Joker, though Todd Phillips makes sure his white clowns burden passion play with sympathetic and or equally frustrated people of color to implicitly assure folks that Arthur Flick's anger isn't related to race. That being said, it is a prime example of the right way to copy a previous smash hit in that sense it is as different from as Venom was to Logan, as was to Deadpool, as Hunger Games was different from Twilight, was different from Harry Potter. If it legs out, and it may not, it'll be because audiences actually appreciate something a little different or being challenged, as long as it's encased in the familiar. The writer of this article seems to rely on the familiar a bit too much himself, because he keeps listing off a bunch of hit names for movies, all in all probably because he thinks he'll make more people want to read his article. I find it a bit annoying because he seems to take longer to get to his point. But hey, at least he said that The Joker is a good movie, and he doesn't seem to be completely brainwashed by agenda-driven politics, because he at least came out and said that this was a good movie. Now, he did say some stuff about other movies, saying Captain Marvel was a generic superhero flick. Yes, it was. It was the prime example of what a generic flick is. But at least he didn't have anything to say badly about Joker. And I have to say, I have to take my hat off to that. They at least gave it a fair shake and review. Now, if you like this video, subscribe. Make sure you're still subscribed, because YouTube is going around unsubscribing people, so make sure you're still subscribed. If you're watching my videos but you have not subscribed, please subscribe to me. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, read comics that are bad for you, then go over to BitChute and subscribe to my BitChute channel. The name of my BitChute channel is Comic Freak. Hit that bell for notifications, hit that like button, and leave some comments down below. And could you also please share this video, share it on Twitter and share it on Facebook, share it anywhere you think it would do the most good, because YouTube is not going around promoting their creators' videos anymore, and it would really help me if you could please share this video. Now listen close, because you know what time of the day it is. It's plugging time. I'm going to plug for my independent comic book. Keep checking back in future videos for more information on my own upcoming independent comic book, Scumdogs. I'm Chris Williams, and I'll be back again tomorrow with another video or review.